Hi, I'm Myra Castro. The world's largest geothermal power complex is expanding in California, and a major new artificial intelligence data center could be coming to western Kern County.
Hi, I'm Olivia Simonson. California is implementing a new tire requirement, and in the battle of fossil fuels versus renewables, one of them came out on top last month. All these stories and more coming up on this episode of PowerON.
California's geothermal energy capacity is getting a boost. Calpine, a business unit of Constellation, has completed a 25-megawatt expansion at the Geysers Geothermal Complex in Sonoma County. The new capacity is expected to generate enough electricity to power more than 25,000 homes each year. 18 megawatts will be delivered to the Clean Power Alliance customers across Southern California, while the remaining 7 megawatts will support homes and businesses in the Bay Area through MCE. The expansion follows the completion of a 38-megawatt energy storage system at the site in 2024. Operating for more than 65 years, the Geysers is the world's largest geothermal power complex. It produces electricity by tapping natural steam reservoirs deep underground. Unlike solar and wind power, geothermal energy can operate around the clock regardless of weather conditions, providing California with a reliable source of clean, renewable electricity as statewide energy demands continues to grow.
California is moving toward becoming the first state in the nation to require energy efficiency standards for replacement tires. The California Energy Commission's proposal would require replacement tires sold in the state to be as energy efficient as the average tire installed on a new vehicle by 2031. Low rolling resistance tires reduce friction, improving fuel economy. State officials estimate the rule could save drivers about $153 over the life of a set of tires, even after accounting for an estimated $26 increase in purchase price. By 2035, officials say the regulation could reduce annual gasoline consumption by as much as 2 months of production from a California refinery. The emissions reduction would be equivalent to removing roughly 400,000 cars from the road each year. Critics argue the tires could cost more and may not offer the grip preferred by performance car enthusiasts. However, Commission staff says many affordable, safe, and long-lasting tires already meet the proposed standards. The Commission will consider public feedback before taking a final vote.
The world is changing, and so is our energy needs. We're proud to be your local energy company, leading the way to the green energy future we all desire. We are Cal Energy.
Hi, I'm Dave Compton with PowerON News. I'm out in Santa Paula, California today at the former California Oil Museum. I'm with Cliff Simonson from Cal Energy and the Responsible Energy Council. Cliff, thanks for coming to the show and joining us today. Boy, this is a big project. Kind of tell us, how did it end up in your hands? What's going on?
Well, what a journey it's been, Dave. And the journey has been one of us knowing the archives and the museum exhibits were at risk, and so we have been on a year-long rescue mission to be able to bring those under the auspices of the Responsible Energy Council and Cal Energy, and now we're here. We're here in this museum where things have been shuffled around and they're in disarray, but we're really excited about it because we have an amazing person with Amber here taking care of the place, and we're going to be able to curate this. We're going to protect the exhibits, and then there's going to be a long-term plan for ultimately redisplaying them.
That'd be great. I know growing up here as a kid, I was, later in my life greatly disheartened because there's so much history with Union Oil and the starting and so on. I know maybe it's impossible to tell right now, but are there any long-term, prospects for this place, or what do you guys got in mind?
Well, for the short run, which is the most important part of our lives right now, is to make sure things are inventoried and well protected from the elements and from that they no longer are aging. And it'd be like, you were really young looking, but That you kind of put age cream on it and you archival materials to store them, and we're going to make sure they're protected and well documented in a really fancy database called Past Perfect. So that's step one. And the step 2, 3, we call this hop, skip, jump. We're in the hop mode right now. The skip and the jump are going to be ultimately coming up with a new design, and I think, yeah, this collection deserves to be seen, it deserves to be displayed and presented, and that format is going to be discovered as we work through the archives.
Is there any hope for the actual residents being able to access this museum again?
You know, in our agreement with the city, because of restrictions to the upstairs and that we don't have ADA access, we're not, unfortunately, going to be able to have it open to the public. We will be able to have it, it's called a closed stack collection, where we can have people by invitation come up and they can view things and they can do research, and we'll have everything ultimately online in digital form, because we're going to have fancy cameras that are going to take pictures of it. We'll have everything scanned, and then we're going to have the history of every document in our database. But as far as having a public opening, like the old days when my daughter came here, when you came here, and where you can walk through the museum, we're not allowed to do that in this building at this time. So no, unfortunately, we won't be able to show it. But we hope through, our videos and other programs that we're running, that people will be able to get a sense of what is here. And while it won't be the same exciting experience that it was back in the day when my daughter walked through and she saw the little orange 76 balls and was all excited about it, but we're going to create that. In the future, that is the goal, is that people are going to be able to come and tour the exhibits and see that. Right. But for right now, that's not the case.
So the most important thing is at least the history is being preserved and it's not disappearing.
That's right. That is our main focus right now, is to make sure everything is accounted for, and that the collection and many of these old documents that are dated from the 1800s, that those are protected, and that we have a good record of those in a digital format.
Great. Well, I have a question for you. It's basically for Cal Energy. It veers off our museum topic, but I know Cal Energy is deeply rooted in the Santa Paula community and has a big footprint here. I also know that Cal Energy, along with Limoneira, are the folks responsible for the resurfacing of the SP. And on social media lately, I've seen a little bit of chatter of, we can't see it anymore. Let's light that sucker up. Can you give us just a little sneak peek of what's to come?
That shows you how proud everybody is in the Santa Paula community of their city and of that SP, the big letters that are above the airport up on the hill. And we're really excited to have been, when we first started, we were the first to, in a long time, to resurface it and make them bright white once again. And that's going to happen soon. We're going to be doing that, and we're going to be doing it in partnership with Limoneira. They've come to me and said, hey, when are we going to do that again? Because last year it washed out with the rains, and we're going to continue to evolve the materials that we use so it'll be more and more permanent. We can't really light it up because the people that own the land up there are not us, and they don't want to have lights on their property. But they're all in favor of having the SP looking bright white during the day.
So good things to come, both for the Hill and for the Oil Museum, hopefully.
So there's a lot of good things coming, and for the SP and for the museum, and I think a lot of the good things are coming in the future for Santa Paula, because I think it's got a beautiful and bright and brilliant future.
Great, well that's good news. Thanks, Cliff. Now back to Olivia and Myra in the studio.
For the first time on record, the United States generated more electricity from solar energy than from coal during a full month. According to clean energy research group Ember, solar provided 12.8% of the nation's electricity in May, narrowly surpassing coal at 12.2%. Solar farms and rooftop solar panels generated a record 45.5 terawatt hours of electricity, 17% more than during the same month last year. Analysts say that record could be broken again, as solar production typically peaks during the hot, sunny months of June and July. The milestone comes as coal's share of American electricity generation has fallen sharply, from nearly 20% 5 years ago to just over 12% today. The United States added nearly 8 gigawatts of new solar capacity during the first quarter, with more than 6 million installations now operating nationwide. Solar and battery storage accounted for 91% of all new generating capacity added during that period, even as the Trump administration directs additional federal funding towards supporting coal-fired power plants.
A major new artificial intelligence data center could be coming to western Kern County. California Resources Corporation is seeking approval for the proposed Golden Valley Technology Hub near Valley Acres. The facility would receive up to 275 megawatts of power from CRC's natural gas-fired Elk Hills power plant. Developers say the project would have a lower impact on water and surrounding neighborhoods than many other data centers. Instead of evaporative cooling, the facility would use a closed-loop water system requiring about 600,000 gallons initially and only around 6,000 gallons annually after that. Construction is expected to take about a year and employ as many as 1,500 workers at its peak. Once operating, the center could support up to 250 permanent jobs. The project would be developed with Calgary-based Beacon Data Centers, although the eventual technology company operating the site has not been selected. A 2-year environmental review will now examine potential impacts involving water, air quality, traffic, and noise. Well, that's it for this episode. On behalf of Olivia Simonson, David Compton, and everyone else here at PowerON, thanks for watching.